Hello YouTubers, today I'm doing a cover stitch wide 6mm YouTube tutorial for you. I've just used it today and I thought, you know what, it took me a couple of minutes to go through the manuals and read the steps, and I thought it would be really useful for others to have this in a video format. The machine I'm using is Babylock Evolution, so it has cover stitch and it's an amazing machine. So yeah, I thought I'd share it with you. So, the wide cover stitch consists of 2 rows of straight stitching on top of the fabric with an overlock stitch on the underside of the fabric. This stitch is very common in garment industry to hem heavier knit fabrics such as double knits, sweatshirt fleece and polar fleece. The wide cover stitch is not limited to knit fabrics. It also works well with medium to heavy woven fabrics. Now, for those of you that wants to know what it looks like, I'm sure some of you know already, but you know, there's always a first time. So that's the cover stitch. So this is the fashion side of the fabric. This is what you see on the outside. But when you roll fabric over, that's what you see. You see actually underneath like that. So if you just look at your t-shirt, if you're wearing any t-shirts, even pyjamas or a knitwear occasionally, well, most of the time it has this finish under. So it overlooks under and catches usually the side, the edge, but on the outside you get this fashion fabric with 2 stitches in row. So the wide cover stitch is formed using 2 C needles. Now, if you look at the actual machine, and if you look a little bit closer, sorry, the needle should be up. Here, that's a C1, C2, C3. So it stands for chain cover stitch 1, chain cover stitch 2, chain cover stitch 3, and on this side here are overlock needles 1, 2, and 0. So this is basically where you put needle when you do overlocking, blind ham, and all the rest. So turn the cutting blade. So these are the steps. So first step is to turn cutting blade to the locked position. So that basically makes sure that this blade stays there all the time throughout the processing. Disengage the upper looper by turning the upper looper position lever to the down. So usually when you're overlocking, this is up, but because we're not overlocking, we don't need the upper looper, which is this one here. So we're just only engaging the bottom looper. Yep. Place the machine in threading position to thread the chain looper. So they have a unique system as in Babylocks. So you actually have to go first like that to threading, and then you roll this dial so towards yourself. You're going to hear the click, and as you hear the click, because the machine is now switched on, it's not going to do it, but actually if you switch it off, yeah, so this now has effectively locked itself in, and this is when you can do threading. Follow the diagram to the chain looper. Now, I'm obviously going by the manual, so what it really says, you put your thread through here, and on this side it goes thread through the hole at the back, and then through the chain, and comes out here. Now, this particular dial needs to be on cover stitch, because it can also do a chain stitch. Chain stitch is not covered today. And then it goes through there. Once you've done, you push the thread button, comes under, and it's ready. Yep. Follow diagram to thread the chain cover stitch needle to position C1, C3. Now the diagram they're really referring to, as you know, when you get this machine, you get a couple of diagrams, and they look like that. So I'll open the page to have a look at the actual cover stitch, and the cover stitch itself. So there. So C1 and C3, fairly self-explanatory, and this is what it looks in real life. So there you go. It goes through there and then out. And then set stitch length and other machine adjustments. Now the stitch length is between, I'll just close this table here, between 2.5 and 4. I went for 2.5, it works well for me. Set needle tension dial between 4 to 6. This is needle tension dial. I went with 5 because when I looked at the test that I've done, that was pretty cool. I like that. Engage the threading lever in serging position, and that really means turn it to serging because you're ready to do that. Remove the blade cover and attach the sewing table. Now usually the blade cover looks something like that just by itself, but then what you do when you open it, see there's this bit there, if you just pull it, that pulls the, I'll just do it now for you, just don't know how to do it, hold on a sec. Oh yeah, I'll have to unlock it first. If you pull that, that basically gives you opportunity to put a table there. And then as you're ready to go, close both because machine blows both covers because machine's not going to work, and then just start serging. Now the distance between here and the actual last needle, or C1, so what I'm talking about here now, the distance here and there. In order to have a perfect finish, industrial finish, I suggest that the width of your hem on your knitwear or whatever you're working on should not be more than 2 centimeters. Because if you have edge of the finished garment of the bottom of the garment here, the underlayer or the actual section that's placed under the fashion fabric will actually finish here. So this needle catches nicely the last edge of the fabric. So then when you look at under, when you finish the product, it's going to look like your finished t-shirt, hem of a t-shirt. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, it's fairly straightforward. If any questions, just leave your comments.